I first started watching It's Ian on YouTube 3 weeks ago when his first viral video popped off. And that was, I'm 30 years old and I'm making $20 an hour at 7-Eleven. I watched maybe half of it and I really liked how he presented it. Nice guy, nice chap, so I subscribed. But I put it in that category of like, I'm gonna subscribe to you, but I watch you every so often, not really that bothered. But then he uploaded the next video and I watched it instantly. And then the next video and I watched it instantly. Like, you know those certain YouTubers where as soon as they upload, bang, you watch it. As soon as you see it, bang, because you're so excited to watch their content. Like, that's legendary status in your subscription box because only certain YouTubers really have that in your favor. Like maybe 3 to 5 at a time, right? And over the weeks, over the uploads, I've really started to vibes with It's Ian on YouTube's content, like, and it's just crazy to me because the production quality isn't that high. He works in 7-Eleven. It's not exactly like he works in Gucci or Ferrari, but yet so many people just like me are watching it all the time and are excited. And today in this video, I want to talk about why. And I think it's so interesting because I think that YouTube is having a renaissance as to where it was when it first came out. For you young folks out there, when I was like 12 or so when YouTube first came out, it was a completely different space to where it is today. Right now in YouTube, it's all this, you know, really high-end content. It's absolutely high production budgets. You know, some YouTube channels even have dozens, if not hundreds of employees pushing out content. But back in my day, back in the YouTube heyday, it was just like an amateur, normal person getting in front of a camera and just watching great content. Like just sitting there, maybe with a webcam, a low quality, subpar HD camera, and they just sit there and they would just talk. And I'm noticing a shift. A lot of the successful YouTubers nowadays are now doing what we did 15 years ago. You know, we went from normal amateur people to super high quality productions. Now we're back to normal again. It's gone full circle. And I think that's why Ian and YouTube is winning so much, because I feel like in today's day and age, no one really cares about the flashiest videos anymore. We just want to see real people. And I think that's because we're now in a stage in the West where a lot of people aren't having the best time. A lot of people are getting laid off from their work. A lot of people are struggling paying their bills, etc. And just to talk and listen to someone normal for a change is ironically refreshing. Because 10 years ago, we came to YouTube just to see like rich people, wealthy people, successful people, boom, boom, boom. But I feel like now, we just want to see the everyday man. And It's Ian on YouTube perfectly exhibits the everyday man. Like, someone that most of us can actually relate to, like, he's just an American man. And I feel like so many people, including me, find that so refreshing because I can really relate to him. And I think as, obviously, part of the reason why he's blown up is because the algorithm of YouTube has obviously put him in the viral video category. It's so part of it's luck. But now that people have actually seen his content, it's like he now has this army of fans which is rooting for him, because by rooting for him, in a way, they're rooting for themselves. Because he represents the average American. He represents the average person in the West, just trying to pay his bills, working a normal job. And if we get behind him and we see him win, I feel like a lot of us feel that we can do it too. Because he's normal, he ain't extra special, he hasn't got crazy talents. He's perfectly resembles most people in such a great, fantastic way. You know what? He reminds me of Ed Sheeran now I think about it. Ed Sheeran plays average music spectacularly. His music isn't crazy classical. His music isn't crazy jazz music. It's just average pop, but done amazingly well. And that's why Ed Sheeran has blown off, because he had this ginger bloke, bit rough on the edges, you know, not the most handsome bloke out in the world. You know, he's not the tallest. He hasn't got that bravado, but because he's so normal and so relatable, that's why he's famous. And I think Ian on YouTube is doing the exact same thing. And you can see by his stats, I think when I first started watching him, he must have had like 50 or 60,000 subscribers. Now he's on like 110,000 3 weeks later. His growth is just phenomenal. And he's doing it not with crazy high content. He's not doing it with the best cameras in the world. He hasn't got the best audio equipment. I don't think he even has a microphone in his channel. He does it with pure authenticity. And he must either be a genius or he's just very, very lucky, because he has the complete right set of traits and circumstances which all of us find so amazing to connect with, because it's like, oh, he works in 7-Eleven, but he really cares about his job. And then he offers you tips about how to get a pay rise. You know, oh, he does all of these, works so hard, he was an alcoholic, but, you know, he looks after his pets. His grandma's in pretty much every single video. Like, it's just these amazing combinations of opposites which attract to make his content. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sitting there on YouTube and I'm skipping all the best content of like crazy production values. And I'm just sitting back and I'm watching this bloke in 7-Eleven clean the floor, make pizza, you know, talk to the everyday customer. You know, I've seen so many videos on YouTube, like people talking, I talked to 10 millionaires today. I interviewed, you know, the company with 100 sports cars and, you know, the best Lamborghinis in the world. Or I interviewed the most famous rappers. And you know what? I'm not even interested in watching that no more. I've noticed a trend even in myself that I now go to YouTube to watch the everyday man. You know, I watched this guy that was a gardener, you know, and talking about how he runs his business. I watch people in their car just talk for like 20 minutes on end. I am now actively skipping great production quality content for just normal people because I feel like it's more relatable. I'm connecting more. And I think that's something that we've lost on YouTube over the years, over the decades now. I think it's almost like, what, 2 decades of YouTube now? This is nuts. And we're going back to where we actually came from, ironically, just with connecting with people that we feel like can resemble ourselves. And it's so amazing because I am so gassed to like just be fully behind this guy. Like I'm rooting for him. Like I want the underdog to win. Like he's just this scruffy guy and just normal. He's just such a normal, scruffy, normal guy. It's like, please win. I want him to win. Like forget all the biggest people with the highest IQs or the biggest bank account. I just want this guy to win. Like, and the guy's so humble about how he's operating to the point where like his only concern about hitting 100,000 subscribers is not getting the golden play button because of some sort of community strike which he got like last week. Like that's nuts. Like the average person would be like, oh my God, I'm hitting 100,000 subscribers. I'm gonna make so much money from AdSense and make a killing from the YouTube game. Like he must be like, that's the average person. They'll be just getting so excited about how much money they're gonna make. But the only thing he really cares is about is just the achievement. He wants the achievement for the achievement. He's not in it for the money. He's not in it for the fame. He just wants to feel like he's made something of himself. And after hearing his story about his alcoholism, which I think a lot of us can relate to, and to hear him go from like, oh my God, I'm an alcoholic, to now like, I'm fully into this. I've got my day job. I've got my YouTube channel. I'm gonna focus. And he's humble about it. Like this guy's winning. He's actually won the golden ticket because it is very rare to have a channel of his low production quality grow so big so quickly. And yet he's still remaining humble. And I think going forward, the key element for him to maintain his success is to keep that humbleness going, no matter if he's at 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 or 10 million. As soon as he loses that humble charm, his audience will turn against him. That's the only warning sign I've got for him. We are rooting for him because he's the everyday normal person which we feel like we can relate to, and if he wins, we can win. As soon as that, how would I put it? As soon as that I don't want to say illusion, but it could be an illusion because he's very smart. Because maybe he is acting it out, I don't know. But as soon as he gets rid of that and he starts maybe enjoying the riches of his newfound fame and starts buying Lamborghinis and a nice house and nice clothing, he's fully got nice haircuts now, he's not scruffy no more, he's going to lose that original charm which he came to the table with. And he needs to remember that original charm is exactly why we're watching him. We're not watching him for the 4K, HDR quality videos. We're not watching him for the best audio quality. We're not watching him for the high production quality. We're watching him for that original charm, and he can never lose sight of that. And it is all too easy to lose sight of that when you win. Success is very, very, very much a way of enabling the darkest sides of your personality to come out, because it's easy to be arrogant and rude and just over yourself when you're making money and you're successful. And he might fall into that, just like anybody else. So I wish him the most success. I'm right behind him. Like, I'm a top fan. And I know that many other people are too. I'm seeing him get so much donations. I think his donations alone is probably making more than his AdSense right now. It's nuts. So many people are behind this guy. And this is the new theme of YouTube, guys. The renaissance of the everyday YouTuber. This is the Hezron Springer Show.